All this week, we have been trying to get you and your kids ready for going back to school. Tony Brown is the CEO of Heart of Los Angeles, which is a nonprofit that helps LA's underserved youth with free programs in academics, music, and sports. And Tony is joining us now. First off, Tony, thank you for joining us. We were having a little good time talking a little bit about hope. What you say that you're year-round. It's not just back to school.
That's right. You know, you want to prepare kids for a brighter future, then you got to help them year-round.
And one of the things I think of is, and maybe people forget, we've been talking all week back to school, you know, mostly speaking to parents. Okay, get this, do that. Some kids might not have that family structure. They might have a little bit different. Is that kind of where you're trying to fill in, help kids who might not have the same access to parenthood?
Well,
or anything?
Sure. I mean, listen, there are over 3,000 young people we serve throughout the year, you're right, year-round, who don't have access to some of the same benefits and luxuries folks across our city do have. And that could be something like a backpack with all the right materials, right, to get you ready for the school year. It might be, you know, food security. It might be, you know, your shots, your vaccinations. And we partner with everybody to make sure that kids in Los Angeles have what they need. Every child in Los Angeles has what they need to begin the school year, right?
And also, you're working with kids 6 to 24.
Right.
So, you know, we talked yesterday about kids getting ready to go to Cal State LA.
Sure.
Some kids might not have that path in front of them. And they might not have anybody in their house that went to college. So you'll kind of step in and help them there?
We are the Heart of Los Angeles, so therefore we bring volunteers and staff together to make sure that kids have what they need for those who don't. And so one of the things we think about year-round are access to music, musical instruments. We partner with the LA Philharmonic to do an amazing music program so that kids can start as 6-year-olds and play all the way through their, you know, adulthood in our intergenerational music programs. Or we try to make sure that kids have the materials they need for a STEM class. It's expensive, a STEM class. You know, you need some tools and resources sometimes that many kids across our city cannot afford. And then we also make sure that they have access to visual arts supplies, because these are the types of things, I feel like, that help kids find their hobby, their passion, and stay excited about learning.
And you know, I had written down here that I wanted to ask you about your music programs, because so many of us think of Little League, we think of basketball, we think of travel soccer, whatever it might be.
Sure.
But that art, that music applies to so many kids. It gives a different avenue for maybe somebody. And you do provide all of those athletic events as well.
We do.
Do you see the added benefit? Really, do you watch it from these kids who get into some of these music programs?
Yes, so Heart of LA serves...
Which are also expensive.
They're typically expensive, and Heart of LA provides all of our programs for free. And again, we're trying to help fill gaps, remove barriers. And so we serve kids in the central LA down to Watts and South Central and South LA. And when we go to these various neighborhoods, one thing I hear often over and over again, what about my child who doesn't really love sports? What do they get to do? And so music helps to fill that gap. Visual arts helps to fill that gap. And that's what we want to be there for. Those kids who otherwise aren't finding their passion through normal pathways, they need access to something high quality that's a little bit different.
We've almost run out of time, about 30 seconds, but I wanted to mention August 22nd is a big day where you would love for volunteers to come down. Kids are back in school, and you're helping with backpacks.
Absolutely. We're helping to stuff those backpacks. Anyone who's missing those highlighters or those, you know, passive paper, you can now give those kids a chance to catch up and be ready for an amazing school year ahead.
And how would they volunteer? Go to your website?
Yes, go to heartofla.org/volunteer.
Okay, Tony, thank you so much for joining us. You really do amazing work, filling in those gaps, helping kids who might just not have that help at home or might not be in the community, but just that's very special.
Every child deserves amazing opportunities, and that's why we're here.
Okay, thank you, Tony.